Welcome back to our channel, and thank you for tuning in and thank you for supporting us. But if you're new to this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please encourage us by doing so that we can bring you the latest news as they come up. And together, we shall support our great leader, ؐ IPOB, and Eastern Security Network to make our Biafran dream a reality. The Fulani-controlled Nigerian National Security Council vows that they will defend Boko Haram and Fulani terrorists with their last blood. They claim that ₦ is the problem for the Fulani Janjaweed to overrun Biafra land. You know, the Fulani Nigerian government believes that agitation is the enemy to Nigeria, whereas terrorism is not. And that is why they are pampering the Fulani terrorists. According to reports, the Fulani terrorist jihadist Nigerian government that could go at length to defend and justify the release of over 100 Boko Haram terrorists who are mass murderers from Kirikiri prison in Lagos. The same Fulani Nigerian government went to the same court of appeal where ₦ got favorable judgment. They also got a favorable judgment against the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian universities. And they forced the Nigerian university lecturers to obey the court orders. Even the Arewa Elders Forum confirmed that they were forced. They forced the university lecturers to obey the court order. But when the Fulani Nigerian government got a favorable court orders, they always force the opposing parties to adhere to those court orders. You know, but the Fulani Nigerian government continues an act of classified that can be classified as contempt of court in violation of our own court order to free ₦ as declared by the Court of Appeal Abuja on 13th October 2022. ₦ is a lion, and a lion can never be caged. You know, on Court of Appeal declaration in favor of nnamdi, the message have been sent to the United Nations, and they are seriously taking action on it. Biafran referendum is looming. It's looming. And that is why the Fulani terrorist Nigerian government and Fulani terrorists like Adamu Garba and Fulani terrorist Meyeti Allah are fighting tooth and nail against nnamdi victory over the Fulani Nigerian government at the Court of Appeal. They are fighting. You know, the Fulani useless, controlled National Security Council, they are very useless. They did not meet when the Kaduna train was attacked by Fulani terrorists. and passengers were killed, and some others were kidnapped for ransom. And they made over ₦1 billion from that transaction, from that business, and still got their members in the prison freed. Also, the useless Nigerian National Security Council did not meet when terrorist Fulani Janjaweed invaded Kuje prison and freed over 800 Boko Haram terrorists. But now they are quick to meet when the Court of Appeal discharged and acquitted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu of the phantom terrorist charges and treason charges leveled against him by the useless Fulani-controlled Nigerian government. And we know that the Fulani-controlled Nigerian Security Council are Boko Haram and Fulani terrorist sponsors in Nigeria. They support them. And they supported the quack quota system Sharia law masquerading as Attorney General of the Federation, MALAMI, when he tried to spin the judgment in favor of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, claiming that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was only discharged but not acquitted. And that is why Biafrans must secede. Biafra must secede from Nigeria. Because the way these Fulani Janjaweed, they think like cows. Trying to spin when the court striked out all charges leveled against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So what are they waiting for? What the Fulani Janjaweed are doing is that they want to justify why they disobey the court order. And direct the Fulani Nigerian government not to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu immediately. They know what they are doing, but they have failed. All their useless plans have failed. According to reports, a top official of the council, that is, who spoke with us, denied a trending statement on the social media that their release, that is, the 101 Boko Haram terrorists released from Kirikiri, were not part of the terms of negotiation for the release of 23 Abuja-Kaduna train hostages. That is a big lie. The Fulani Security Council lied that they are not Boko Haram terrorists. They were released according to the Fulani Nigerian government and their useless National Security Council, that the Fulani Boko Haram terrorists were released by a court order. They obeyed this court order, but they did not obey the one that discharged and acquitted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They obeyed it. But they are fighting against the court order that set Mazi Nnamdi Kanu free. The Fulani Janjaweed also confirmed that upon their release, that is the release of the Boko Haram terrorists, the Nigerian compromised military took them to Gombe State for debriefing and the radicalization, adding that they are now in Gombe. The secretary to the Chief of Defense Staff Committee on Negotiation for the release of Abuja-Kaduna train victims, a Fulani terrorist, Professor Usman Yusuf, lied that their release was never part of the negotiation with the abductors. Another source who did not want to be named said that compromised Nigerian military took the released Boko Haram terrorists to Gombe for debriefing before they will be reunited with their families. You know, this is out of the, the way they behave, they are like animals. We cannot comprehend it. The lying prowess of this disaster of a Fulani government is legendary. Suddenly, Fulani terrorist bandits released the remaining Kaduna train kidnap victims, and the Fulani Nigerian government released Boko Haram terrorists being held. My brothers and my sisters, you can say that the Fulani Nigerian government have destroyed the whole of the zoo. The Fulani Nigerian government are bigger terrorists. They are all terrorists. You know, ransom were paid for the release of the train victims out of court settlements. Over 101 Fulani Boko Haram terrorists were released, and yet they are flouting court orders to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, someone they kidnapped in another country. That's beyond my understanding. Isn't it better that the Fulani Janjaweed close down their judiciary arm of government, since it is of no use to them? They should close it down. It's of no use to them. They should just close it down. My brothers and my sisters, we cannot continue to allow the Fulani Janjaweed to oppress us, to dominate us. Enough is enough. Okay, let us even believe that what the Fulani Nigerian government said about the release of the 101 Boko Haram terrorists were true. My question is, what agreement did the Fulani Nigerian government reach with the Fulani terrorist train passengers kidnappers to make them release all the remaining victims? Yet, they locked up innocent Biafrans in solitary confinements across the northern states in Nigeria for committing no offense. You know, small time, these Boko Haram terrorists that they release will be recruited into the Nigerian army. You know, the Fulani terrorists, Boko Haram, were released simply because they are Muslims from the north, and they are the Fulani Nigerian government terrorist foot soldiers. You know, the way Buhari impostor releases terrorists to the general public to wander about, you would begin to wonder if it is Boko Haram Britain and the world recognizes as terrorists or IPOB. Year in, year out, you will never hear a Boko Haram terrorist or a Fulani bandit terrorist that was prosecuted, but once an IPOB member or an assumed IPOB member or a Biafran agitator or an innocent Biafran is arrested, the Fulani Janjaweed Nigerian government would try them with immediate effect and make sure that they don't leave the prison confinements. This is just one of the numerous reasons sensible Ndigbo consider one Nigeria a scam. Biafrans consider one Nigeria as a scam, a big scam. The harsh treatment, filled with hatred, melted out against Igbos is just too obvious, even for a blind man to see. But all this must come to an end. All this will come to an end because Biafra restoration is around the corner, because Biafra referendum is looming, and the Fulani Janjaweed cannot stop it. Thank you, my brothers and my sisters, for watching this video, and bye-bye for now.